Welcome to Shamba Ndogo Mushroom Farm. In this video we are going to take you through the whole process of the mushroom cultivation. And please remember guys that different people use different techniques in the oyster mushroom cultivation. We are going to take you through one of our techniques that we do. And for this we are going to use the wheat straw as the substrate. This is what we mean by the wheat straw. It's sold in bales. You can get them from Agrovet ama kuna wengine wanaendea all the way to Narok. It's from the wheat farms. So for the first step we are going to cut this wheat straw into smaller pieces. Hivi tuliletewa venye tu tumeinunua. So we are going to use the machine that we use to cut chakula za ng'ombe na mbuzi. It's inside here, to cut it into smaller pieces. And the reason why we are doing that is to make them a bit fine, so that when you're stacking in our freezer bags, they don't get to prick holes in the bags. So for day one, we normally cut the wheat straw into smaller pieces, and then after that we'll soak this wheat straw in cold water overnight. And then now when you come to tomorrow, the next step will be to drain the water and then now add the other items, so that we can go to the pasteurization stage. So we are done with the chopping of the wheat straw. As you can see here, it's fine, dogo. And remember, we do this because of basically two reasons. One which I did not mention earlier. So ya kwanza ni so that it doesn't get to tear the mushroom bag, and the second thing is to just to absorb the other items that we'll be introducing tomorrow very well, so that the mycelium can move vizuri sana. When you put it ikiwa whole hivi, first itatoboa karatasi, and secondly the mycelium might not be able to move vizuri during colonization. So this is our wheat straw here. We are going to stack it in these tanks. We have two tanks like this, so we are going to stack them up, alafu tutaongeza maji. We are going to leave it overnight so that is well soaked, and then tomorrow we'll drain the water and now start introducing the other two items. So just follow along as you see how we do it. So this is basically how we are going to stack mpaka ijae kabisa na tusindilie, and then we are going to add water to the brim and then leave it for a night, where we now take over during the next steps in our cultivation. So we are stuffing the wheat straw hapa ndani. Just the main reason is zitoshe vizuri. This drum is supposed to take at least 3 bales of the wheat straw. So tunaiweka, we stack it vizuri so that the water gets everywhere kiongezea. And we are going to add, it's cold water. We're going to do cold water. So after this we are going to add another sack, and then bado ataendelea tu kustack in vizuri mpaka itoshe, and then we go to the next drum. For stacking up, we normally use our feet, and don't worry guys, utapata kuna wenye wanatumia bare feet like this guy is doing here, or even you'll see in our other videos people wearing gumboots and stacking. This is because even if there will be any contamination, the next process is what we call the sterilization. So it's going to kill everything. So this one is just basically to add power into now stacking up this wheat straw so that we get the most into this tank. We are done with stacking the wheat straw in the tanks, and now I'll be adding this water until ijae hapa. The purpose, again, just to repeat, is to soak the wheat straw overnight. And why are we soaking? We are soaking so that if you look at the wheat straw here, ukiangalia ngano nika inakuanga a bit shiny. That is the element we are trying to remove. Ikue inaweza absorb other items that we'll be introducing tomorrow. In our next stage, we are going to handle something we call the sterilization, and also as part of it, there is what we need to work on the pH of the substrate. So when we soak this wheat straw in water, it's going to be able now to absorb better when you are using something we call the lime powder, which is what is used to neutralize. The wheat straw might be acidic, or any other substrate here inside might be acidic, or this water. We are trying to get it to the optimal pH, and what we use to do that is the lime. And for the lime to be well absorbed in the wheat straw, we need to soak it in the water. So that's why we are carrying out that stage. So we'll fill these 2 tanks mpaka zijae. I might have to leave this pipe here because it's quite big mpaka ijae, and then we move to the next tank. We will close them up until tomorrow. This is the following day, day 2, after we soak our wheat straw in water. This is it. So we've drained the water because we just want the wheat straw wet again, but not with water. Remember water, we said it's making the bugs rot. So they have drained the water, and I've given you the main purpose. So the next step will be now to add the other item. What we are doing today is the process we call the sterilization, or some people call it pasteurization. Remember, this is the technique that we are using, and different people use different techniques of the mushroom cultivation. There where you can see them, they're just preparing a fireplace. You will see what we do with the fireplace, but as they prepare, we use those tanks you see there. We use them to soak the wheat straw, and we still use them to do the sterilization. So after this, we'll be taking you through the next steps that we'll be doing. This is the cotton seeds. Tutachanganisha yote kabisa. Our specialist here, Chege, as I've explained, this is a nutrient to the substrate. So he's going to mix up the whole thing. And the item number 2 we are going to introduce is the lime powder here. The lime powder is to help balance on the pH, number 1. So this one, the mushroom is supposed to be around 6 to 7 pH. That is the optimal pH level. This is going to help us balance. This might be acidic again. This is a base, it's calcium. It's calcium what? Calcium carbonate. So number 1, this is going to help in balancing the pH. The other thing is, as I've mentioned, it has calcium. It's also a nutrient to the substrate. Mixing everything up for uniformity, as I mentioned. Itrataka the cotton seed and the lime to just go to every part of this substrate. So we are going to mix it up vizuri, and then now we stack it up. We are done with stacking up the wheat straw here. So remember guys, this one tank is taking 3 bales of the wheat straw. The water here, we are using 60 liters. We are hapa tunapima na bucket, so we've done 3 buckets. So inafika karibu hapa hivi. So we've closed the tank again, and we will light the fire. So kuna shimo hapa supposed to bring out the steam. So this is steaming, which is known as sterilization. Other people call it pasteurization. The main purpose for this is to kill anything that might be in the substrate, to sterilize it. So tukiasha moto, when you start see the steaming coming up, we are going to let it iendelee kuiva for up to 2 hours. Where now tutazima moto, we wait for it to cool, and then now we go back to the next step. So this guys is what we call the sterilization process. This is what we do in day 2. This is day 3, and today we are going to take you through now the final stage of our mushroom before we go to incubation. So this is what we did yesterday. We steamed the whole substrate, the wheat straw. We added cotton seed, and we also added the lime powder. So we steamed this for 2 hours, and then now we left it to cool. Today we've turned them upside down just to drain the water. And now today I'm going to take you through the next preparation. we are preparing the spawn, and as I mentioned earlier, this is the spawn here we use. Imepakiwa kwa hii chupa, don't mind the container. This is the mushroom spawn or the mushroom seed. We get it from JKUAT, and now to get it from here, our team here is doing now getting the seed from the spawn. And key thing to note is we have to sterilize everything. We have to sterilize everything to avoid any form of contamination, and also to avoid damaging the spawn. So we just use normal wire, and then maybe you can see what she's doing here. Maybe Chege unaweza demonstrate venye unaitoa. The technique is to avoid damaging the spawn. So after this, now we'll be taking you from now the next stage. So what he is basically doing is just removing the spawn from the container. We are getting it all here so that we can have it easier to work with when we are now coming to the next steps. What you're seeing here is an area where we'll be working from now. So we have just sanitized the working area. This black paper you can see here. We have used the methylated spirit to do this. And now, as you can see, they are also sanitizing their hands and the palms. And now we are getting the wheat straw from here. The next thing now will be just to check out that the wheat straw is doesn't have water, because as mentioned, we said water is going to make the wheat straw rot or turn black. So the team is just getting the straw, and then after that we go to the next stage. So what we are doing now, tumetoa the wheat straw from the drums and tunaitandaza to spreading it so that we have the maximum, we can spread the spawn uniformly. So tunatandaza depending on the working area, and so that as we come in with the seed, itaingia place yote. So what we are seeing now, what is spreading is called the mushroom spawn, or the ones that we are just getting from the bottles. And some people might call it the mushroom seed. So that is what we are doing. This is the very first layer. So we are very generous with the spawn because we want maximum yield. So for this we've used 9 liters of the spawn, or whatever you can see pale yote ni 9 liters. So that is what he's just spreading, and then now we move to the next stage. So you can see they are mixing. You have the top layer of the seedling, and now they will come in with some mixing. They are quite fast, so they'll come in with the fast mixing, and it's done uniformly kabisa, so that the spawn can spread to every part of the wheat straw, which is our mushroom substrate. So the mixing will continue until we finish up, and Kila mtu na kazi yake. As you can see, they are quite fast and they understand what they are doing. As I'm told, the mixing, you're supposed to scoop from the very bottom of the wheat straw. As you can see there, you're starting from the bottom and mixing the wheat straw. So the main reason why we are having it done this way is that we can even have the wheat straw at the bottom most of the paper, just mixing with the spoon vizuri. So he's coming in with the next layer. As you can see here, we've already mixed up the wheat straw with the spoon, and then now he's coming again, spreading the spoon generously, as you can see. After that, now we are stacking the whole substrate plus the spoon, the bag, as you can see. And then again, they are scooping from the bottommost part of it, going up, because hii layer ingine iko juu, so we don't want some bag having spoon kidogo kushinda ingine. So they are stacking, and then we are stacking it up ndio ikuwe na a lot of substrate. That means a lot of nutrients for the mushroom, and of course that will go in with a lot of spoon, so better yields. And with the stacking of the substrate, as you can see, wanamalizia the last bag. So yeah, we have our beautiful bags here. As you can see, these were 6 bales. These were 6 bales, and you see tuna stack generously. So we have fewer bags, but eventually we'll be having more yields because we are going in with quite a generous amount of spoon. So we have the bags there. Now the next step will be coming in with the spoon. So remember the spoon that was left, we tunaweka hapo juu. So as you can see again, he's very generous with the spoon. So our colonization, the mycelia will be moving from all the direction of the bag because we have it mixed with the substrate. We have it coming from the top. So we don't expect colonization to just start from the top to the bottom. It could start from any part of the bag. So we'll be doing that in all our bags for the remaining spoons. Yes, as you can see. And again, I want to emphasize that he has sanitized again before handling the spoon. We're doing this to avoid contamination, which will bring the green mold. And if we sanitize, we avoid the scenario of getting the green mold, and our mycelia will move very well and faster without the mold. Bags. So tutakuwa tunafunga hizi bags with them. So just to make sure that tumeisecure vizuri for now colonization stage. I think we'll show you on how he's doing it. So he's just rolling the bag and going in the rubber band. So the final step for today, we are going to use this toothpick, normal toothpick, and as you can see again, hygiene is key. So he's going to sanitize, and we talked about the bugs having a lot of aeration. So the purpose of this toothpick is just to prick some holes, to prick some holes for aeration. So they will be going in. They'll be going in, pricking, as you can see there. We don't have our substrate suffocating inside the bags. Remember, this is one of the previous mistakes that we were doing in the other technique. So we are going to prick the holes around the bag, as you can see there. We are going to do that in all the bags that you have today. I'm going to show you our incubation area. So I'm going to just take you through the steps that you are going to take, all the measures we take through now putting the bags in incubation. So number one, you're going to use a black paper like this. We are going to cover the bags. Remember, in the previous techniques we are not covering the bags, but this time you're going to cover the bag with a black paper, this black paper. So it is going to, we're just going to spread chini, sanitize it again, just to make sure we are curbing the risk of infection. And then after that, we will stack the bags upright. When the bags are upright, the mycelial growth will move faster and better. So we are not going to put them, we are going to put them vertically and not horizontally like we are doing the last time. So, and now the previous step will be covering the top part with a black paper again. This one we are using it for two main reasons. Number one is to increase the temperature inside the area of the incubation area, because they require quite a high temperature. And number two will be to minimize on the light. We are using a black paper, so we are minimizing on the light. So we are done with the three activities, and just to take you through what we've done today, from the previous day, which is yesterday, we did pasteurization or sterilization. And remember, again, this is a disclaimer that different people use different techniques in their mushroom cultivation. This is oyster mushroom. So today what we did is just to get the sterilized substrate, which yesterday we mixed with the cotton seed. Some people may use the wheat bran, and we also added the lime powder. So today we took the substrate, we mixed with the spoon, and then we stuck in the bags. And then after closing the bags tightly, we came in with some toothpick and pricked some holes. Just to take you again, to emphasize on the reason why we are pricking the holes is to for the bags to have good aeration. We don't want the substrate suffocating, because if you don't have some ventilation or some aeration in it, the mycelium might not move vizuri, or what we call the colonization. So today we've done that. That is all for day 3. The next step will be us taking the bags for incubation process, which may take 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks. For this time, because we are having our fruiting rooms a bit occupied, we are going to use a separate room, nyumba yenye hatutumii. We'll show you a video of it, and then we will have these bags sitting there for 3 weeks, where we remove them, and hopefully by that time we'll take you now through the next process. We'll show you how the bags are colonized. And just to show you this, I hope you can see the bag. This is not white, this is just like mist inside the bag, so you can see the color is just the color of the wheat straw. So after colonization, maybe you might want to see this bag the way it is and after. So we are going to showcase a colonized bag in that next video. So that is all for today. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more insights, and we'll be sharing the knowledge as we move, and we are here to learn together. This is Oyster Mushroom. Our channel is Shamba Ndogo. Please follow, comment, ask as many questions as you want, give us any suggestions that you have, and they're all welcome.